So you thought I didn't have the button. I got the button. Anyway, young Moses just absolutely and utterly leveled a very well known
20 and 1.
20-1 heavyweight top 10 entity. Destroyed him in a round. I thought it was going to be at least 3 rounds. I said to Dwayne Hotshot Sinclair, 3 rounds. We both gave it this at the start. We both was in agreement. It was going to be over pretty quick, but we thought 1 round. We didn't really think an absolute demolition of that level. So from the perspective of what happens next for young Moses is very complicated, right? Because he's 19. He's just turned 19, right? Or has he just turned 20?
I think he's turning 20 late this month.
I think he just turned 20 on the 28th of December,
Oh, has he?
if I remember rightly, right? So he was chasing Mickey T's title.
Yeah, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, right? So purely unless Uncle Frank does absolute Uncle Frankery and says, Dan, I know you've just beaten Joseph, but now you're going to fight Moses. Right?
What's he got? Has he got until December? He's got until next December.
I can't remember, but he's got to do it before he's 21, I think.
Right. Okay. So he's got a year.
He's got a year. But again, that means nothing because But then also it puts him in a very strange situation because we've just seen him annihilate a world ranked. It wasn't that long ago they were talking about AJ McLean, by the way.
I mean, McKean was his only loss came in the last round against Hirgovic. He went 12 rounds for Hirgovic.
Exactly.
Who at the time was unbeaten.
Right. So Hirgovic, I think, is probably one of the better shouts for Moses to fight next.
Yeah.
Right. So Hirgovic is a good one. I'm going to throw this one on you. Nerd style. Right.
Wow.
Andy Ruiz. I reckon we get Fat Andy out. Right.
He hasn't had a Riyadh season payday yet.
He hasn't had a Riyadh season payday at all, but we get Fat Andy. Oh, no, he has. He was on the LA show.
Oh, he was on the LA show, of course,
He was on the LA show and he had a draw with
against Miller. Yeah.
Right. So we get Fat Andy out.
Yeah.
And then we let Moses do a number on him and let Moses actually just say, look, this geezer beat AJ, stopped him. And then, to be honest, he's given pretty good heavyweights a pretty good run for their money a number of times. Yeah. How about put me up a little bit further? So we've got Fat Andy, Andy Ruiz Jr. No disrespect to Andy Ruiz Jr., but Fat Andy is curveball, but I think a pretty good one. And I think you can get him on the phone. I reckon you can get him on the phone and just be like, look, how do you fancy it? And he go, yeah. Right? Jared Miller. Jarrell Miller. Like, again.
That's a good, like, English US for that 5v5 they're potentially talking about.
Maybe it's a big one.
Maybe.
Jared Anderson, who we just saw get annihilated by Bacoli, because of course that was going to happen. What were you thinking putting him in there with him? Right?
Cabile?
Nah, but why?
Get a global belt?
But why?
Youngest ever global champion?
But why? I'd put him in with Zhang.
Yeah.
What a statement.
That'd be quite easy to do as well. Like if you're looking at like the Queensbury stable.
Yeah. I mean, and then you're looking at the reality of the situation. These were fantasy picks, right? Fat Andy, I think, could happen.
Yeah. I think that could happen, you know.
Del Boy?
Nah, Del Boy's got 2 fights left.
Yeah, well, you put money in front of him, he'd do it.
That is also very true. Yeah. I think it's one of them with Moses where his trajectory is going to be halted now until we work out what's going on with the top. The belts go. Moses could easily slide in there for one of them.
He could slide on in and pause, but it's not going to happen, right? And you're not going to do it in the timeline to beat Tyson's record. So
the only way Moses, I think, can break that record is if he gets involved with the winners of the February card. So either Dubois, Parker, or Zhang. Who's Zhang fighting? Is it Cabello?
Right? Yeah, Cabello.
Yeah. So he's got to get in one of them, hasn't he? Realistically,
he has. But then is that not a step? Like, listen, what is he? He's mandatory for David Adelaide's English title. David should just put that in the bin. right? Straight away, just put that in the bin and just say, I don't need this. I'm rebuilding my career.
Yeah.
I don't want it, right? On the domestic level, there is literally no one for him.
Well, it's just Fabs in it and they're saying Jim, so that's not
Exactly,
going to
that's
happen.
Jim, but also I don't want to see him versus Fabs. That is an absolute
Yeah.
waste of British young heavyweight talent.
Well,
That happens for a world title unification. That doesn't happen before that.
From a marketing point of view,
Yeah.
to talk about world titles and the
Oh,
record
you
and
want to
that,
see
and
some
then
marketing?
go on.
Tens
Wow,
of views that.
demonetized now.
That's not demonetized. We never will.
Um, from a marketing point of view, if you're talking about world championships and that, to then go after the English like you're mandatory for, or go for a domestic fight,
You're not doing
don't
it.
really
What's the
don't
point?
really make sense. If you're Moses, you're either co-mains on a Mag 7 card now, or up there on a Mag 7, or you stay in Saudi.
You're staying in Saudi for
Yeah,
sure. You're staying out
exactly.
there. You're staying out there, and what actually happens is that Turkey becomes a new Don King-esque figure for Moses, and he becomes my new boy, whilst Uncle Frank is still there lurking. Listen, I'm saying Fat Andy or Hirgovic are both
Two solid shouts.
two big shouts. That right?
I think Zhang would be a good one as well, to be honest.
I think Zhang's very dangerous, and I
I think
think that
Zhang's just a banana skin, isn't he?
he really is. He's massive. He could be lying and saying that he's 41, but he's actually 28, or he could be 70, right?
We know we don't know.
Do you know? There's other ones. There's like Luis Ortiz, right? Again, no
What
one knows
about
how old easy.
what about Joyce?
Oh mate, do you really want to see Joyce get hurt?
Well, he wants to fight again. He
I'm
wants to
sure he
fight
does.
again.
Right? Do you know what? But sometimes people shouldn't do that.
That is true. That is also very true.
I mean,
But think
you saw him glitch out mid sentence, right? It's not okay.
from Moses's point of view, though, like if
We're
we
just gonna
saw,
dismiss that, are we?
yeah, we're just going to dismiss that.
All right,
He's
fair
done.
enough.
He's done it a few times now. So
Yeah, even more reason not to dismiss it.
from Moses's point of view, now, if Moses fought Joyce and did what he did against Dempsey McKean,
He does. He does.
He's-
It takes less.
but that's hell. Do you not think that's a statement?
No.
I mean, obviously, I know, yeah, the Zhang fights, but it's still.
I tell you what's a statement. If he comes out and buzzsaws Del Boy, you come out and you
Yeah.
stop Del Boy in 3 rounds, 2 rounds, 1 round. Dillian White is another great one.
Dillian.
Get Dills out, right? Dills
Dillian
to fight
Moses.
Moses. That's when you actually see Moses as a human, because he gets proper
Yeah.
aggravated with Dillian. All right? Daddy's picks. Fat Andy, number 1. Philly Hergs, number 2. Dillian, right? That's it. I just want those 3. I don't want Zhang. I don't want Cabello.
I think the thing with
don't want
Zhang is it's a risk, but if he could do it, then it's another big statement. Like,
I think
it's just
I think stopping Del Boy is a bigger statement than Zhang.
no. Has Zhang been stopped?
Yeah. No, yeah.
No, he hasn't.
He had this one geezer that he drew with. He just cabbaged out a little bit.
But yeah,
in his career, he cabbaged out and said he had like kidney problems or something.
The Hirgovic one was a bit naughty.
Yeah.
Then is that it with Zhang? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's beat Wilder. Yeah,
The Wilder
Dunno.
one was weird.
Wilder ones. We're going to talk about that later. That's a bit crazy.
On the other one, isn't it? Yeah. Bye.